What's up, people, and welcome back to yet another video. Today I'm here with Mr. Tony Bet, one of our Discord callers who have been absolutely cooking lately. Called the Bonk token super early, tons and tons of projects that the pod fam have been profiting on. Who's going to share 3 potential gems with us here today. So if you like this content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And let's start it. As always, make sure you do your own research on any of the plays shared. I know the first one you want to talk about is Inkwork Labs, right? So welcome, and tell me a little bit about the Inkwork.
Hey, yo, Adam, yeah, that's what it is, man. You didn't tell them that I paper-handed my bonks, though, man. I paper-handed that shit. I'm so upset. But I get to a point in this ecosystem where I'm just searching for pioneers. And I honestly, look, Inkwork Labs is striking me like a group of pioneers. The collection is only 222, so it's a very small collection. And what they're trying to release in Q1 is actually quite interesting. They're releasing a new type of marketplace. Vitopia is the marketplace, and it's going to operate on a token mechanism by Vitopia token. Now, why am I excited about this NFT? Holding the NFT right now is going to get you an airdrop of these Vitopia tokens, and it's also going to give you a mint to the Gen 2. I think those two alone should be enough to see this floor price increase somewhat, simply because the supply is so low and the price is actually quite affordable at 4 Solana. So there is definitely a lot of room for this to squeeze. When you look at the project itself, like what are they intending on building, it's actually quite interesting. They're intending on building a marketplace which is very different from Magic Eden, which is very different from what we're not used to, allowing you to do multiple things on chain. So, for example, on Magic Eden with your True Solana, you can't make bids on multiple collections. On the Vitopia, you're gonna be able to do this. I think. Have you got any anything you could show on the marketplace?
I'm showing the marketplace rundown from the project right now, the sneak peek.
It's amazing. The trader's paradise, to be honest. Also, you can sweep floors based on traits. You can send multiple bids. It's just, they're building something which just makes no sense. It makes no sense because it's so new, and that, for me, that's what's made me really excited about it. I was lucky enough to get in at these low prices. So yeah, for sure, I think it's gonna do something interesting. Even if it's not a massive network that flows in immediately, I think with a small supply of 222, this can definitely squeeze very quickly. If you look at the listings, look at it. It goes from 4 to 15 in like 3 or 4 floors. You know, the second floor is already at 5, so the third floor you're going to start getting into double digits. So there's not much left to be offered. The question that most people always look at when they're looking at collections is like, what are good fundamentals to look at? Good fundamentals are, there's 222 NFTs. Look at how many are listed. That should give you an indication of who's holding this project and how bullish they are on the long-term play of this project. You know, I think Inkwork Labs, definitely give them a check out. I think Q1 is going to be their time to enter the marketplace race right now on Solana.
Okay, interesting. Building Cabal's marketplace and inkers from the ground up. And I know you called this early in the Discord as well. So let's see, should we move on to the next gem?
Yeah, for sure. Bro, there's a few undercover gems right now.
Okay.
We're just barking up.
I know you talked a little bit about the Hodlins by Bank of Hodlmar. So Tony, take it away. Tell me a little bit about these Hodlins.
the first thing that interested me about them is the partners they claim to have, which is really interesting. They claim to be partners with Solbuki, Mercury, Atadia, Crew 3, and Block, Bitok. I think it's very interesting. It's a very small project. It's very niche. Their Discord is quite quiet. They put up daily announcements. So I started checking them out. Now, if you go to their website, I scroll down to holder advantages. And the website, first of all, is very clean, very well organized. It's clear these guys know what they're doing. Their floor price is, what is it? $10 right now per NFT. Very small supply. Again, I think it's 4K, 3K supply. And then when I looked at the advantages, I noticed they had an anti-paper hand system, which means they are committed to buying the floor at a certain point. Well, that point is 0.2 Solana, is where they're buying the floor at. So I kind of got in at those levels. We're currently sitting at 0.4 something. But I think they're building quite a lot, and their roadmap looks quite eventful. If you even just look at Q1 2023, they've got, if you scroll up a little bit, you see Q1 2023. The scanner launch in the Discord the other day, they put a message out saying that that's imminent for release. They've got their own token that's coming out, and now I feel even more confident about that, because before SPL tokens were not seen as anything. They got boring from collections, but right now SPL tokens are being quite well received by the community, and they're not just being traded by bag holders, they're actually being traded by non-bag holders, which makes me very bullish on what that token is and how they're going to distribute it. But when you look at their Q1, they've got quite a lot of products that they're bringing out. Their exchange launch and their scanner launch all coming out in Q1. And then when you get to Q2, you start seeing that there's really a compounding effect here, where they start branching more into their IRL events and their user-to-user lending program. So exactly what Sharkify is doing, but they're going to allow people to essentially escrow loans between peer-to-peer, which you then don't need Sharkify, and you don't need to pay any cuts for that. You can offer your own loans and your own interest rates, and people could come out and get those. And I think that's going to be there's no need to do it on NFT collections, because right now the only way to loan money on the ecosystem is by loaning it to somebody who wants to give you an NFT in return. They're offering a solution where you're loaning money for money in return, and the interest rate is going to be calculated on that basis. So I really like the idea of that. I like the idea that they're going to bring something in the ecosystem that currently doesn't exist. Look, Q2 is a long time, but within a flash, we will be in June, we will be in July, and people will start saying, who are these guys? This one is not a sprint. You're not going to see a 10x immediately, but you're going to see some appreciation of price, especially after they launch their scanner, and especially after they do their launch and their token drops. You will see some appreciation there. And then when we're looking at Q4, they're talking about running a standalone financial exchange, where they've now evolved to a point where they are lending on NFTs, lending on tokens, and lending USD as well. So the roadmap for them looks quite steady. They look like quite mature builders. In the Discord, it's very organized. It's very routine announcements and updates for the community. And they currently have a channel dedicated to providing you with screenshots of what they're building, what they've done that whole day. And honestly, I just feel like these guys are building under the wraps, and sooner or later, people will start using their items and will start needing those NFTs to access them. And I'm waiting.
Okay, cool. Holdlin's sitting at 0.4, and it's a very thin floor here as well. It gets to 6.5, 7. Let's see. Interesting stuff. I know you had one last gem that you wanted to share with us here today. Are you ready to dive into it, Tony?
Oh yeah. I know exactly what this one is. When I first saw this, I thought exactly the same thing as everybody else. These are Bored Ape derivatives. These are not going to do anything. And then I started looking around on Twitter and I started seeing what people were seeing, the same thing I was seeing. The art is genuinely good. Like it was a similar look to the Bored Apes, but it had its own striking difference. There was something different about it, something a little bit interesting, and we called it at 0.007, and we were buying it up, and then the Twitter page was very active. Like the founders were on Spaces like 9 to 10 hours a day, and I said that's very productive. And then eventually a community started blossoming around that, and that community was running Spaces for 16 to 18 hours a day. They're just chilling out, vibing, 70, 100 people. Then the next time I went, there were like 200 to 300 people. This has to be one of the biggest junior communities on Ethereum right now. In their Spaces, they're pulling in around minimum 80 people. Maximum, you're seeing around 500, 200 people coming in. So they have got genuine hype. And you look at their volume on Ethereum, their total volume is 500 ETH, and they've only been out for 1 week, which it speaks volumes in itself, you know. So there's definitely interest on this collection, and it won't be a surprise for you to see trades going above the floor, people sniping rares, all the healthy things that you want to see in a PFP project. You know, very different from Bank of Hodlem. They're not building any tools as such. They're building a community. They're building a community of like-minded individuals who want to be part of that group. And honestly, they have been maintaining that flow. Just today, they've been in a space with Titan, and Titan he rolls around with a group of Bored Apes. There were like 3 or 4 Bored Apes in that speaker panel, along with the Angry Apes. So it seems that the Bored Apes have accepted the art, and they see it as a cute side tag along for what they already hold. So there's no like conflict. There's no attack of like, oh, this is a bad derivative, or this is. People are actually appreciating what these guys are doing. And to be honest, we are only just talking about the community element. They do have a few IRL events that they're planning in terms of like meetups, NFT New York. They've definitely got a good trajectory ahead of them. I'm exposed to it slightly. I did have the same reservations when they initially did that immediate 10x, you know. I had to say, I was like, oh my God, this is just a derivative. Should I sell? Should I sell? I held on to a couple, and now the floor's appreciating quite a lot and stabilizing around the point 07 region, which is a 10x from entry. So I'm pretty confident on them. And again, you know, we're in the middle of bear market right now. So these guys stick around. They keep doing what they're doing. I'd love to see what they become in the bear market.
Okay.
I mean, in the bull market.
Okay.
The bear market's got to me. It's got to me.
Cool. So 0.07, first time we called it. The pod fam did a cooking on this, and do you still think it's could be a good pickup at, even though it 10x'd already?
I think if you're gonna go in, I'd definitely watch the collection a little bit, watch that floor, see if there's any movements, start trying to isolate some rares that you might want to snap up, traits that you personally like. But I think at 0.07, you know, they're not asking for much for an entry. So yeah, I'd say it might pull back to 0.05, 0.04. Anything in that region is a giveaway, essentially. Definitely I would enter this community at those prices. 0.05, 0.06, I'd be more than comfortable to get in and start, you know, socializing with my one. I'll give you an example. I sold one of my rares for 0.2 ETH, and I bought it for 0.007. So the community definitely is vibrant. There are people who are buying traits they like, which is a very healthy sign to see on Ethereum when people start going for those rare traits, for those small collections. So small traits within the collection, it's a really, really good sign, and it really helps with the volume. So yeah, I'd say, you know, if you're gonna enter it, scan them out, go to some of their spaces, get a vibe, and you know, look for a trait that suits you most likely.
Okay, cool. The Angry Ape Society, which was the last play of the day from Mr. Tony, but a quick tease of what Mr. Tony got in store. Cool. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope you liked it. And as always, stay safe out there, my degens. For getting access to these calls, our Discord is the place to be. We're still allowing some early members to join us. So let me know in the comment section or on Twitter that you're interested in joining us, and we could give you an invite before we go full on private. We're also getting a tons of whitelist in there from our beautiful whitelist hunters. So yeah, make sure you follow the pod. We're also live on Spaces, 2 p.m. EST every day, Monday through Friday. That's it. Hope you liked it. Hope to see you in Discord, and see you all next time. Ciao.